I'm a Pitbull, and I approve this message. Hello, everybody. And sorry, we're a couple of minutes late because this is the first show, the inaugural show of Conversations with a Pitbull Live TV. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I'm here today with my partner in crime and co-producer.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Danny Mason.
All right. So here we go. I want to start off by telling everybody basically what this show is. This is a show that is all about pit bulls. It's the first of its kind that I know of. All of you, most of you, and those of you who don't, know that Conversations with a Pit Bull is our mission. That's the movie that we're about making, and that's what it got us here. But in the process of going through this whole learning curve, I found out about what's missing out there. And for me, media is the key. Education. This show is about discussing the issues and educating the public and the world regarding pit bulls. Take away all of the myths, take away all of the misconceptions and the fears. We will be having guests in studio. This is the first show, so Danny and I are flying solo with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be taking phone calls. Hopefully there's somebody out there listening, and we can, get the world involved in conversations and find out who's out there, because it's going to be very nice. I think media, I can't say it. We're here at the base of the Hollywood sign, and everyone loves Hollywood, so we're making a movie coming from Hollywood to put the message, put the medicine in the candy. We will educate people while we're entertaining them. So for everybody calling in and for the future guest that's going to be part of this, this is a leave your ego at the door show, okay? Because we're going to discuss topics, we're going to educate, we're going to inform, we're going to train. We want to do a lot of stuff, So with that said, I wanted to start off by giving a shout out to my brother and one of the stars in my movie, and a person that's doing a lot for pit bulls, and that is Gordon Shell. He's on his way back. He should be on a plane right now from Israel. He's been working over there for about 2 weeks, and his movie, The Dogfighter, documentary about Gordon, is premiering on the 27th in Detroit, and I'm going to do my best to be there. So, with that, what do you think, Dan?
Well, tell them a little bit about how this came into being. I know most of it comes out of the movie Conversations with a Pit Bull. Why don't you tell the people a little bit about the movie? Like, how'd the movie process get started? Because that's pretty much what brought us here.
Okay. Well, the movie Conversations with a Pit Bull. But prior to doing that, I want to say thank you to our sponsor who made it possible for us to be here, because as we know, we're trying to make a movie and we don't have any money. And that is the Pitbull Energy Drink Company. And I'm not going to do a commercial because you guys got to try it, and you'll hear. Hopefully we'll play a commercial during our breaks, but this is not like the other stuff that's out there, the Red Bulls and the Monsters and all that. The person who made this, he put a lot of thought into it, and we have to give it to him. It's got antioxidants, it's pomegranate, blueberry, all kinds of stuff. They got all kinds of flavors. So I just want to do that and give respect and thank you and gratitude to the person that made this possible, because we're going to change the world with this show. We're going to do a lot of stuff. So the movie Conversations with a Pitbull, basically what it's about is it's 10 dogs on death row in the dog pound, and they're talking to each other. It's sort of a Look Who's Talking meets a Doggy's Green Mile. We hear the dogs' thoughts, and these dogs are talking to each other about how they ended up there. And we flash back and see each one of the dogs' stories, because each one of them are different. And the way that the film came about, well, before that, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous because this is the first time on TV. What the dogs have in common is the reason that they're there about to be murdered, in my opinion, is it's always a human's fault. So we have these 10 different stories, 10 different walks of life. It's kind of like Crash. 10 different stories, and they all intersect in the dog pound on death row. And it's a backstory, but I can't tell you that because you got to see the movie. But it's a roller coaster, and it has a happy ending. Okay, so
why'd you decide to even put it together? Like, I know you have an animal background, but why that, and why not a romantic comedy or like a sci-fi, like go to Mars, chase down the aliens, and type of picture? Well,
I guess, I've worked on all kinds of movies and been there, done that. And, as everybody that's seen the video on YouTube and Conversations with a Pitbull, YouTube, Indiegogo, contribute to our campaign. We need it desperately. We're trying to get there. Hopefully next week I'll have some great news, too, about the film and budget and all that kind of stuff. But what got me there was a couple of years ago, I had cancer, colon cancer, and 2 spine surgeries, 7 operations in 2 years. I was unable to work for 2 years and hospitalized and undergoing a knife every basically 3 months. Before I could heal up, I was having another surgery. And when when you're looking at your mortality, you think about a lot of stuff. And I started in dogs many years ago as an animal photographer in 1977, and my dogs were with me during the time that I was ill. And I thought about it. I said, well, wow, I've been doing all these movies that don't mean anything. I've watched the pit bulls become demonized, in the media, because it wasn't like that in the 70s. It wasn't like that until, the early 80s and stuff. So it had been painful for me watching, because I've had pit bulls for 35 years, and I know for a fact they aren't what the media portrays them to be. So I said, hey, I work in the media. I create movies. I create images. I tell stories for a living. I help other people tell stories. So why not put together a story? So what I did is I took all of the issues that all the animal rights groups have been trying to get over to people for many years, and in my opinion, people have become desensitized to the issues. People don't understand the overbreeding. People don't understand the dogfighting. People don't understand spay and neuter. It's like ridiculous. And I said, well, before I leave this planet, I can do what I can do to try to change it, to try to make it different on a world scale, and do that through a movie. Is that good?
That's when you came to me with the project, that was one of the things that really got me going, because, I make films as well. We make films together. We play our role and, serve in a capacity and on various types of projects. But, it's not too often where you get something that has some social relevance. And to have something that comes from within the family, so to speak, is something that's really attractive, I think. anytime anybody's passionate about something that has some social relevance, I think it's everybody's duty to chip in and help out in whatever way that you can. And I've seen that support just from putting the project out there and just telling our friends and the people that we've come in contact with that this is what we're trying to do. We're just trying to make an honest effort to do some good. And people have come out of the woodworks and, with their support, and they get the vision and the idea of using entertainment to bring some of these issues into like pop culture and whatnot. And, it's just been a wonderful experience just over the last few months trying to develop the project and get it to where it needs to go. But I think it's wonderful to allow people to have kind of like an interactive experience, which is what the development has been so far. Uh-huh. It's kind of like Foster and I sit around all the time and talk about, we're not activists in a traditional sense. I think we both really love dogs and we have our own experiences with dogs, but we're familiar with the issues, and it resonates deeply with us. But ultimately, like, we're filmmakers trying to make a good film and use film in a different way, use our gifts to bring something important to the forefront, but really give people a platform, the people that do know, the people that are on the front line, the people that have the expert information from both sides of the equation, give them an avenue to try something different with their approach to getting some of these messages done. And we honestly, sincerely believe that entertainment and media and technology can be used in different ways to bring, traditionally important views and subjects to the forefront. So that's kind of like what not only the show is about, but what the movie is about. If you want to get more information on the movie, you can go to Facebook /CWAPB. That's kind of like our main hub for interacting with people. And then we also have an Indiegogo.
That's the one.
A crowdfunding project that we're doing. We have like 30 more days on that, which is like an experiment for us to try to galvanize the troops, so to speak, and get some support behind the project. You can go to Indiegogo.com and search for Conversations with a Pitbull, and you'll find some wonderful background information about the movie. There's some videos, and see the other people that are involved.
Right. And one thing I want to say about the Indiegogo campaign for everybody out there, some people say, oh, well, $200,000 you're trying to raise to that. That's a lot of money. Well, in Hollywood, that's lunch money on a real movie. Okay? So it's not that much money. And secondly, it only takes one person, really. There's a lot of wealthy people in the world. There's a lot of people who love dogs. There are a lot of people who love movies. There are a lot of people who just want to do the right thing, who want to change the world, who want to just see things change, see if things can change. So, when you see the millions and millions of dollars that one individual is making, one athlete, one actor, one musician, one rapper, one country western singer, one goodness Lord, the guy that owns Facebook, he's got a dog, he's multi-millionaire. The guy that Richard Branson, Virgin Air, he's my idol, and other people.
It's definitely not easy to get a movie that has a positive message made in Hollywood for some reason. So that's one thing. But we don't really look at that kind of stuff. It's more like from what you heard from Foster and his story, and I think we all have stories. There's always something that's going to get you up off the couch, and there's always something that if somebody can tap into it will motivate you to try to make change. And this is our effort to make change on a level that we think can really go. And I think if we just keep pushing, that's what this show is about. It's like we have some wonderful people over at the Pitbull energy drink company that have given us this platform, and we're trying to invite people to come and be a part of the movement. This is another way for us to tap into you guys and get some of the issues out. So we're inviting the rescue groups, dog owners,
Trainers.
responsible breeders, trainers, people that have information that's relevant to animal rights issues and specifically dog issues, and even more specifically pit bull issues and stuff. We want to talk with you, and I'm also interested in talking with some filmmakers, people that are artistic and may have some some ideas about the concept of using media to entertain people.
It's all about the media.
Educate them.
That's right. It's all about the media. You said a great thing, and we're going to get to some phone calls. I hope some people are calling in. I really do. But you said something very, very interesting. Rescue groups. Those are the people that in this last 2 or 3 years, I've come to really have way more respect for people who do rescue, because that's work from the heart. When I see the big organizations, they have people donating or contributing $20 a month for years and years, and it's gotten really corporate. And then I see people who run small rescue groups, and they're taking their gas money and their rent money and their grocery money, and they're getting dogs out of the shelters and taking them home. They're taking them to the vet. They spend money to get a dog back full, healthy. They train the dog. They take away the fears and the abuse that the dog might have had, and they give it away.
Yeah, that's one of the things, like, for myself, like, and this goes back to that point of like not being an activist in a traditional sense. It's like I'm a filmmaker. I sit around and edit movies like 10 hours a day, but like this process has allowed me to learn some things about the actual issues and the people that are on the front line of these issues. And the rescue community is such a overwhelmingly impressive community, and we've got to meet a lot of those people throughout this process, and learning, what do rescue groups do? Like, what is their mission? Where do they fall into the, into the spectrum? We were going out and visiting some rescue groups regularly, and we're going to continue to do so to kind of get some research done, not only for the film, but to also try to bring their issues to light. Because when you meet these rescue groups, and they're all not the same. Some, they deal with different breeds, they deal with different missions, but you see the selflessness of these people that are on the front lines doing this stuff, and you can't help but to want to help them. And they're doing everything that they can, often with limited means, because they simply love animals, and they also understand that these issues are they're important, and they're not just important animal issues. They're human issues, and which is one of the focuses of the movie is trying to get people to understand that the problems that exist, in the animal community, in large part are human problems, and they can be solved, with human, interaction and research and whatnot. We had some friends out at Dr. Doghouse. They're a rescue group. They deal with pit bulls, and we had a wonderful time out there. But there's tons of rescue groups out there, and we want you to know that Conversation with a Pitbull Live is a place where you guys eventually will be able to call in, send in your videos, your clips, your your logos and stuff like that, so we can help you promote what it is that you're doing. But before we talk a little bit more about that, we wanted to check out a video that we did. It was a promo for the film. It kind of gives you a little bit of background on Foster and why he decided to put this Conversation with a Pitbull project together. So
right, but right before we do that, and we didn't introduce Ryan, our engineer, here in the studio with us. I might have given out the wrong phone number. What is the correct number, Ryan? Because if the phones are lit. I gave the right number. I did something right for once in my life. All right, then let's play the video, and then when we come back, we're gonna go to the phone. Thank God, it's people. Somebody's out there. I was wondering. I was like, wow, because I only gave 2 people the phone number. So, all right.
I'm a Pitbull, and I approve this message.
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Foster Corder, and thank you so much for stopping by and contributing to our movie, Conversations with a Pitbull. I've been working in film and television for many years now. I've served in various capacities on everything from major films with A-level actors to the smallest independent projects for students. I just have an intense passion for filmmaking and helping people. A few years ago, I found myself close to death, battling cancer and fighting through a number of spine surgeries. And I was thinking, what if it all ended tomorrow? What did you do to change the world? What did you do to give back? Well, I decided to come up with a project that would make a difference, that would change the lives of people and animals all over the world. And Conversations with a Pitbull is that project. What I'm trying to do with this film is to take a different approach to affect the animal-human interaction. Conversations with a Pitbull is the story of 10 dogs on death row in the dog pound, and they're talking to each other about how they ended up there. These dogs have 3 days to live, 3, before they're about to be euthanized. And we flash back and show each dog's story, and some stories are funny, some are sad, some are horrific. But what each dog has in common is the reason that they're there is always some human's fault. So it's kind of a Look Who's Talking meets a Doggy's Green Mile. Despite the many dog films Hollywood studios have made, the message we want has yet to be seen on the screen. To encourage pet adoption, avoid pet shop buying, stopping dog fighting, and abandonment. Children aren't the problem with overbreeding, dog fighting, and all of these issues. The parents are, the adults are. This is not a Disney movie. This is an adult movie that adults can go to, enjoy, and become educated at the same time. Imagine a film with those undertones becoming part of today's pop culture, making everyone care and take action for change. My message is put the medicine in the candy, make an entertaining film with the messages that we need to get out. Our plan is to contribute 10% of all profits to animal care groups. So help us help our animal friends. You and I, can be the voices for the millions of dogs that can't tell the world their plight. I realize people have gotten desensitized to the old style of delivering the messages. This one movie can do more to affect change and change people's attitudes and make them pay attention to the problem than 50 of those old school type commercials. These low-life types have damaged the images of these dogs. I want to get the media's attention back to the positive. Let's give them a positive worldwide movement to report about. Conversations with a Pitbull is that movement. If people talk, change happens. We need to get in their face. I want to put the pit back in pictures. Many celebrities around the world have stated that they are against animal abuse and they want to do something to try to change it. What I'm asking you to do is to give me the budget to be able to pay them to be the voices for these dogs. Imagine celebrity dog owners and pet owners and animal lovers like Howard Stern, Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Chris Tucker, Mickey Rourke. Ask these actors to just give us one day to come in the studio and be the voices for these dogs. One day, and we can create a modern day We Are the World for dogs. We could save 18 million dogs this year alone and change people's views in the way that they deal with these issues worldwide forever. Okay, hey, I'm almost done. I was just looking over the list of eligibility here before I left. Everyone is eligible to contribute to this campaign except for people who never seen dogs, people who never wanted a dog, people who never saw anybody with a dog, people who can't spell dog, people who don't believe dogs exist. So, and people who like cats. No, people who don't like cats. Anyway, seriously, Please contribute, help us out, help the dogs out, help yourself out. Become part of this modern day social experiment in pop culture. Let's try something different. Share our movement with everybody. Just start a conversation. This is for the dogs. This is for the rescue groups. This is my way of trying to help. I hope you can help me help them. Thank you so, so much. Start a conversation. Conversation with a pit bull. All right. Thank you. Hit the button. Bye.
That's right. So you got to see a little bit about Foster and what the film project is about, and trying to direct some traffic to the Indiegogo page. Again, you can go to Indiegogo.com and search for Conversations with a Pitbull. Just get involved. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot to get involved. We're really about engaging people and starting the conversations. You know, as we said before, getting a movie made is not the easiest thing, but we're just trying new ways to get it done, and crowdfunding is a wonderful way for us to experiment and try to reach out.
That's right. All right. So let's take call. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Who's this?
This is Cheryl from the Portland Pitbull Project. Good morning, Foster.
Good morning. How are you, Cheryl?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys?
I can't hear.
We're doing good.
Hey, I'm really glad you guys. I just want to first of all say to everybody listening in that Foster, you and your crew really deserve a huge round of applause for doing this. I think this is really going to open up a great conversation between all kinds of people about what's going on in shelters today, why dogs end up in shelters, and maybe as a society we can begin to address these issues so we can make some changes so more dogs can be saved.
Yeah, the stuff in one of the things I was interested in was like in California or in Los Angeles specifically, we deal with like a lot of issues that are specific to Los Angeles. It's kind of like a unique place. Like, what are some of the issues up where you are in Portland with the shelters and the work that you guys are doing in the rescue community?
Well, we're an advocacy. We're not a rescue, but we work really hard to support all of our local pit bull rescues. And just like Foster said, these are people that do work from the heart. I know of a few rescues that operate month to month, just waiting for some money to come in so they can help the dogs that they take in. Up here in Portland, we're really blessed in that we don't have an outright breed ban. The biggest issues that we face up here is, as a pit bull advocate, I routinely, several times a month, get emails and Facebook messages from people who are desperately looking for a place to live that will accept their pit bull type dog. Some people have already gotten to the point where they're giving up, and now they're looking for help to rehome their dog, or maybe refer them to a shelter or rescue that will take their pit bull, because it's gotten to the point where they've either got to rehome their family pet or they're going to be homeless. So it's a big issue here. I've tried to make inroads and talk to a lot of people, and the common response I get from property management firms and from organizations that overlook the rental property issues in our area is that it's the insurance providers that have these breed discrimination policies written into their insurance policies. So I think hopefully maybe one of the things that Conversations with a Pitbull can get started is a conversation about us as a nation making sure that insurance policy providers do not discriminate against certain breeds of dogs in their insurance policies. I know a few states have already gotten on board with this. I think New York State now, if you're an insurance provider, you cannot write a policy that discriminates against dogs by breed in the state of New York. So
yeah, we visited with
is to try to get that done in the state of Oregon. So that's really the biggest thing we face up here at the moment.
Yeah, we visited a local group out here called Dogs Without Borders, and they deal mostly with smaller breeds in the apartment industry, like most people that are trying to place like smaller dogs in apartments. And one of the things that she was suggesting, because we were talking about solutions, which is what we're here for, she was saying maybe we can offer some incentives for like landlords and people that own buildings to where they may get like a tax break or something for allowing different types of dogs, and kind of like adjust some of that, but attacking maybe like trying to give some incentives for like the landlord. So that's a really interesting point that you're making.
Yeah, that would be a great thing. I did contact the local branch of a national organization. I won't say the name online, but their rental property management organization. And I contacted their local chapter president and asked her if perhaps we could come in and talk to them, about pit bulls, maybe give them a little education.
Start a conversation.
Right, start a conversation, and then find out from the local property management people what kind of assurances we, as pit bull owners, could give them.
Yeah.
So that they would feel more comfortable with renting to people with pit bulls. And she went to her board and came back a few days later and said that we're really not interested in discussing this with you because pit bulls are completely unpredictable, and once they attack, you can't stop them.
Yeah, well,
So
we also have we have
hopefully-
responsibilities as owners and as advocates as well to, like, these dogs, because of the type of breed that they are, it's like they need to be properly socialized. They need to be, they're active dogs. We have a responsibility, don't we, to make sure that we present them in the best manner that they can be presented as well. And I think that it's a two-way street, but that's a wonderful point that you're making. I mean, you go there, you try to knock on the door, start the conversation, and the worst they can say is no, but that's not going to stop us, is it?
No, it's not. And you just gave me the perfect segue into what the Portland Pitbull Project is mostly about. We have monthly bully walks.
Awesome.
That goes through downtown Portland.
Wow.
And the goal of the bully walks is to present an image to the public of who the typical pit bull owner is: lawyers, doctors, district attorneys,
Yes.
Nurses, teachers, your next door neighbor, and what the typical pit bull behaves like. And we have very positive responses here. Just last Saturday, we walked as a part of the anti-BSL peaceful protests around the globe 2013 project, where people had similar events all over the world. Germany, Australia, you name it, just about any country had them. And we do that on a monthly basis here. And I also have a coast-to-coast bully walk project that I run on Facebook that encourages, inspires, motivates, and supports people to do this in their community, because we all know that people believe what the media says. I mean, if it wasn't true, they couldn't say it, right? So people that believe the media, propaganda, myths, and misinformation about pit bulls have an idea about what pit bulls are like and what their owners are like.
That's awesome. Well, tell the people out there how they can get in contact with you guys so they can help support and get an idea of how they can get involved, not only in your area, but with some of your issues. Where can people get at you?
Well, our advocacy has a Facebook page. It's called the Portland Pitbull Parade. Just do a search on Facebook, and it'll come up for you right at the top. And the Coast to Coast Bully Walk is my other project. You do a search for that on Facebook, and it'll come up. And we've already inspired. Coast to Coast Bully Walk was started, a year and a half ago. And it was originally designed to get people to get out on National Pit Bull Awareness Day and have an event. And we've been very lucky. We've been, a lot of people have gotten involved. A lot of people have been inspired to start bully walks in their towns. And now there's some regular bully walks going around. It's just a great thing. And really, people typically will believe the media before anything else until they have a personal media every time.
What we're going to do is take another call. Thank you so much for calling in, and we're going to try to keep this going every Saturday morning. So please tell your friends and whatnot. Let's take another call, Foster.
Okie dokie. You can come. Hello.
Hey, Foster, it's Megan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. So tell us where you're at and about your organization or group or what you do in the Pitbull world.
All right. Well, my name is Megan, and I'm representing Rough Love Rescue. That's RUFF Love Rescue. We are based in the Piedmont area of North Carolina. We are an all-dog rescue. We focus on, as the name suggests, the hard cases. So we're the rescue that will take in the senior dogs that are dumped at the shelter when maybe the family chooses to adopt a puppy. We have several sick and injured dogs. We actually just had an emergency case on a pit bull mix that we've named Rambo. He was a stray in a neighborhood that was hit by a car, and fortunately the person that hit him stopped and did the right thing and contacted us. And as you had talked about earlier this morning about rescues, and the caller previously mentioned that rescues are kind of on a day-to-day budget. That's our case. Our vet bill is currently $9,000 because we've had so many emergency situations. But even though we cut ourselves off for adding to the vet bill, when Rambo came in, we absolutely got him in. He had a severe head injury where his skull was actually showing, and his brain was actually oozing through, or the matter was oozing through his eye. So that was a severe case, and we would never turn our back on him. So we got him into the vet, and the vet said he had some of the worst case of parasites. He's heartworm positive, and then obviously the head trauma. But I'm happy to report that Rambo is certainly a fighter. He did not lose his eye like we thought he might, and even though he's in so much pain, and I think I sent you some pictures of him, Foster, his tail is still wagging.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Megan,
say that.
Megan, let me ask you, what keeps you going? Because it seems like a common theme with people like yourself that are on the front line. It's like the work that you guys are doing is so incredible and so impressive, but and it just tugs at your heartstrings. But I'm like, when you mention things like a $9,000 medical bill for an animal or animals, like what keeps you out there like going, and what could help you most?
Well, yesterday, when I started researching what you guys were doing, and by the way, I just want to say this is amazing, and I'm so incredibly excited to see the project finished and the final project. I started thinking, where did I develop this passion? My mom used to describe me kind of as a follower. I wanted to fit in with the cool kids, but as I've grown up, I'm very passionate about animal rescue, and especially getting into the breed-specific legislation, the pit bull, standing up for them. And I thought, where did I develop this? And I realized that, my dad used to be a biology teacher, and we live in the mountains, so he would teach me to appreciate all creatures, all animals. And I can remember being in the car with my mom, and we'd see an animal hit on the road, and I would cry. So and she would cry. So I learned this compassion through my parents. And my point here is, another thing that we do in our rescue is go into schools and start to educate the children who are obviously our future. And
Awesome.
They may not be learning this compassion from the parents that are, that abuse animals, that, are in the fighting rings. And
the education is so critical.
The education, yes. The conversation started with the kids, because they just need to understand that these animals aren't like their stuffed animals. If you pull their tail or you pinch them, they feel it. And that's how I relate to them when I talk to these young kids of, do you like when your friend bites you or pulls your hair? No, that's the way an animal feels.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do with the project is like just take a different approach and try to use entertainment like media and movies specifically. Try to use it to change and put these issues into pop culture so that people can it could kind of be commonplace and start like changing people's attitudes and whatnot.
Definitely.
But we got somebody else on the line. Megan, thank you so much for calling. Well, actually, first, can you tell everybody how we can get in contact with you guys so that we can support the people out there in NC doing their thing?
Absolutely. Again, it's Rough Love Rescue, RUFF Love Rescue. You can Facebook us, or we do have a website, www.ruffloverescue.com. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for everything that you're doing, because, East Coast, West Coast, we can join together and really win this battle.
That's right.
That's one thing Foster is always talking about is bringing people together, because at the end of the day, we're artists and we're learning as we go as well.
Yeah.
And your guys' input is invaluable to us, helping to educate us. And, so hopefully we can bring some of these issues not only into the film project, but it'll also help us be able to more accurately inspire people to do the right things. But bringing the rescue groups together is a big part of what we need to be doing, right, Foster?
Oh, that's a major part of what I want to do. Because it's a battle. Everybody's got to come together to do it. It's a team effort. I think, Hillary Clinton said it takes a village to save a pit bull.
Well, if I may add one small victory that I've had just recently,
Sure.
Social media has been amazing for the animal community, and everything that I've shared on my Facebook page, I do have several friends contacting me saying, hey, I see I don't have to go to a breeder to get a purebred. I can rescue one from the shelter. Can you help me?
Right.
Well, just recently I had a friend that wanted to learn more about pit bulls. He was thinking about another breed, but he asked me about pit bulls, and I said, find one of these pit bull rescues. We have several in the community. Go meet these dogs. They're fabulous. Now, granted, again, being responsible, they're high energy. You got to keep them exercised, and I'm so happy to say that he brought home his baby yesterday, and she's 4 years old, and she rescued him. So
that's great.
Thank
Awesome.
you, Facebook. Thank you, social media.
Yeah, well, you got to get out there and pound the pavement. Like neither Foster or I are social media gurus, but we've learned how to do what we can because we feel it's important. I mean, whatever you can do it. And when we see people like yourself and the organization that you're with working so hard and doing things, it really inspires us. And this is just our first show, and we're going to get better. It's
Way
something
better.
that we can certainly do more. And but just hearing the support means a great deal to us. And we look forward to working more with you and helping push your guys' endeavors and hitting on the overarching theme, which you said about bringing people together and organizations together for these dogs and all breeds, actually. So, Foster, can you tell people you got some events planned, right, for the conversation with the Pitbull project? Megan, thank you so much. We're gonna hit you back later. But Foster, tell them a little bit about some of the events you got planned.
Guys.
Thank you.
Talk to
Thank
you
you,
later. Megan.
Okay, thank you so much. The events. But before I do, I want to say this thing real quick. The rescue groups, all you guys, and Megan said something about, social media. Social media, I'm not a techie and knew nothing about it, but this movie caused me to have to get social media. The people in the rescue community, I know it took a minute for guys to come around and accept the idea of this movie and everything, but I want to thank everybody. That's why we're showing, I'm putting up the different groups' logos and the pictures and the pit bulls because, number one, I'm not much to look at. As we move forward, we will have studio guests in here because we got a great big studio. But again, this is our first show. It's just Danny and I and you guys. So we're just trying to get it started.
We got a big studio. We got a great engineer here. Ryan is taking care of us. We got I don't know, it looks like there's like 6 or 8 mics in here. So like we'll be having in-studio guests. So we welcome you guys to contact us on Facebook, CWAPB. And say, hey, I want to get involved. I want to come talk. If you're out of town, as you see, like we've got people from Portland, North Carolina calling in. Like you can get involved that way, and you can also get involved at Indiegogo.com and check out Conversations with a Pitbull and help out the project.
Right, and again, this is the first show, but from now on, every week there will be a Pitbull in this studio. Okay, it's not Pitbull without Pitbull. Okay, although
tell them a little bit about the events that you got planned.
Sure,
and what they're about.
Okay, but I'm getting up in age, so I don't want to forget something, and that is one of the problems that I see, because you know me, I'm all about solutions. I don't want to keep complaining. I want solutions. One thing that we will be doing, just like you guys have seen the pictures that Ryan's been putting up on the screen and stuff. What we will do in the future, we're going to either have segments or we're just going to have the pictures up. But I want you guys to give me the dogs that are up for adoption that you have all over the country. So this can be the spot on Saturday mornings that people all over the country or the world, because I know I got people contacting me from all different countries, but they don't have to go to the pet shop. You can get up on Saturday morning and sit with your kids, watch this show, and see dogs for adoption.
Yeah, get some information on becoming a foster.
Yeah.
Like that's some stuff that I've been learning. It's like, wow, it doesn't really take a whole lot to be a foster for a dog. Even if you're not ready to adopt one, you can give a dog a wonderful, warm home for a day, a couple hours, a couple weeks, a couple months, so that they have a better chance of getting adopted. So there'll definitely be some segments that we produce for that.
Exactly. And the other thing, again, this is the first show, okay? So we got a big agenda, and I'm trying to think of all this stuff that I want to get out, because we're going to have guests, we're going to have host of other shows. There are some great shows out there, like the Pitbull Advocate Radio Show, the Pitbull Legal News, great shows, and
it's too many
others.
To name.
Yeah, and I want to have people who are knowledgeable. See, Danny and I are really filmmakers.
Yeah, and we happen to be in Hollywood, which gives us an ability to kind of do this. Like,
exactly.
This is like right in our backyard. The guys at Pitbull Energy Drink have given us this wonderful platform.
Exactly.
But we want to share it with you and give you guys
the experts,
platform.
Man. We got to educate the public. That's the bottom line. We are here. We're the entertainment, although we're not that funny, but we're bringing the spotlight, the entertainment spotlight. The professionals are going to come in and help educate the overall public. We're going to bring people about nutrition, dog nutrition, and the food. So, most of the people out there don't know what's going into the dog foods and that food that they're putting into the dog, and you wonder why your dog keep getting sick. All this kind of stuff, just education on every level is what it's going to really be about.
So you can help us by spreading the word, letting people know that there is a show, CWAPB Live, that'll be going on. We're going to try to keep it on Saturday mornings. And then you can also contact us on Facebook at CWAPB to help us refine the show.
Right, exactly.
Tell them about the events.
The events, yes. Well, first I got to say, gosh, thank you everybody who participated in the conversation, Make Conversations with a Pitbull Go Viral event. That was like, you don't know. You guys touched my heart so much. We started with like 55 people or something like that, and I think today we're like 930, 40, something like that last time I checked. Thank you, Facebook family and dog community. Thank you so much. And that runs until tomorrow, so we're going to keep Googling and we're going to keep tweeting. And actually, we didn't even tweet while we've been on this show. Hopefully somebody did. But again, it's the first
As soon as they
show.
get that cloning technology straightened out, we're going to be awesome. Like you just don't even know. We're going to get 3 more Ryans over here so that we can broadcast to Mars and satellite and make sure the pit bulls are ready for their space travel. And then Foster's going to have 3 of him, and I'll have 3 of me. Then the takeover will be complete.
Yep. So,
And you said we weren't funny. I'm here till Tuesday.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to do is because, again, I'm not going to just drop a bunch of names because I want to get people in here. Also, we can Skype, okay? So that means that we can bring people on from all over the world, and they can be on the screen instead of me because I hate being on the screen. But unfortunately, you guys got me. I'm sorry about that. But we're going to have guests from all over the world. That's going to be a wonderful thing. So one thing that I want to get over to people, because having a pit bull, don't get upset. No matter what kind of dog you got, don't get upset because your dog is chewing up your socks or your shoes or whatever. Get him something else to chew. You know, he's frustrated by something. And I'm saying that because I just had a personal experience with some friends. So anyway, is somebody on the phone, Ryan? Oh, I'm sorry, you guys hung up. We kept you on the line too long. So
We up against it time-wise, right?
oh, are we about out of time? Hey, now it's time to say goodbye to our Pitbull family.
Well, this has been Conversations with a Pitbull Live. It's another experiment for us to try to, educate through entertainment. And this is such a wonderful platform. Again, we want to thank the people at Pitbull Energy Drink for giving us this wonderful platform. And we want to thank everybody who's listening, people that have called in, the people that are spreading the word. You can see what we're trying to do. It's by no means perfect, and but we're building and we're doing what we can, and we feel that it's a relevant issue. We feel that what we're doing is bringing a new way of approaching the issue, and we know that it can't be done by ourselves, and we need your guys' support and we need your input, and we want to bring you guys start the conversations with us. So you got any last words, Foster?
Yes, I think the Dr. Doghouse Bully Rescue is putting together a 50 pit bulls over the Hollywood Freeway event for the 29th. That's a Monday. So get in touch with me on Facebook. You guys hit me up, and Dr. Doghouse, but we'll be putting that event up. So we're going to get some media. We're going to get the news out there. We're going to have some signs. We're going to have pit bulls over the Hollywood Freeway from 6:30 in the morning till 10.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Doghouse and, the guys up there are doing a wonderful job. Robin and Damien, you guys are doing wonderful. I want to send a shout out to, our friends at Dogs Without Borders. They're doing some wonderful stuff. If you got some time and you want to go check out a dog for adoption, they're doing some events locally this weekend as well. So that's dogswithoutborders.org.
Okay.
And you can check us out. Go to Indiegogo.com, search for Conversations with a Pitbull, check out the project that we're working on, and get in contact with Foster on Facebook at facebook.com/CWAPB.
See ya, and thank you very much, Pitbull Energy Drink.
You guys
You
take
make
care.
our life.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.